Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barbeno's World. In this episode, I've already got some pretty crazy plans, but before we start on that, we've got to do something a little bit boring. And that boring thing is going to be building a farm, but it's not just any farm, it's a extremely boring farm. So here's the design I came up with in Creative. It's a ghast farm, as you can see. And ghast farms don't really use any very complex mechanics unless you want to get very fancy with them. And this one basically just has a big spawning platform out of soul sand. And wherever a ghast spawns on the platform, they will be touching one of these wither roses. And they'll die pretty fast, freeing up more spaces for a ghast to spawn. It's all very simple. Oh yeah, also all of these sea lanterns on the roof are to prevent the skeletons which also spawn in this valley from spawning. Although this farm should be super simple to build, what's a little bit annoying is all of the resources that it's going to take. The main thing is these hoppers. We need 1,700 of them, and that's just because the entire collection system down here is hoppers. I could have also used hopper minecarts, but they tend to be pretty unreliable, so I'll just go with hoppers. Unfortunately, that means, though, that we're going to need to collect about 2 full shulker boxes full of logs for this, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, I'm going to be using my automatic tree farm for this, and whenever I just need a lot of wood and I don't care about the type, I always use birch because this farm is slightly faster for birch. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, this ought to be enough wood in all of these chests here. So I guess now it's time to craft those hoppers. I'm finally done crafting up those hoppers, and I don't think I've ever seen this many in one place before. This is actually a lot of resources. I used up all of my iron that I had as well. Okay, I think I've collected just about everything I'm going to need for this, and it's quite a lot. I needed 5 shulker boxes to hold it all. But as I said, the farm is super simple, so I don't think it'll be too hard to build. Alright, I've got a plan for where I'm going to put that ghast farm. It's going to be right here, and this is kind of close to the nether hub. You can still see it in the distance, but it won't get in the way because it's still reasonably far. Okay everyone, let's get building. Welcome back everyone. As I said, this farm is super simple and it wasn't too hard to build. The only modification I really made here is actually adding a proper glass wall around the entire thing just to make sure none of the ghast can shoot out at me. But other than that, it's pretty simple just as I had it in Creative, and I'm just AFKing at the top for a bit just to see how much I can get. I'm pretty sure this farm produces about 500 ghast tears per hour and almost 1,000 gunpowder. So the farm has been running for a short while, and we've got 4 stacks of ghast tears, which is very nice, and I think it's time for me to reveal what this ghast farm is for. We need all of these ghast tears for crafting up end crystals, and end crystals are good for respawning the ender dragon. Every time you beat the ender dragon, a new end gateway from the main end island opens up. So I've only fought it once, so I've just got this one. And you can fight it up to a maximum of 20 times before the gateways stop generating. So my goal is to make it so that I've got all 20 of these gateways and I don't need to fight the Ender Dragon anymore. And just like with most things in Minecraft, there's a way to at least partially automate this. So I've come up with a system to kind of help me kill the Ender Dragon a little bit easier. This system really isn't too complicated. Basically all it is a big TNT duper here that dupes 2 TNTs going on the forwards direction and the backwards direction. So it's super fast. And then over here we have a simple platform that the player is supposed to stand on. I think this should make it so that the dragon will tend to perch a little bit faster if the player's out here. Anyways, let's spawn the Ender Dragon in and give the system a quick test. Okay, the dragon's spawned in now. Let's turn on the duper and go into our spot. Now all we have to do is wait for the dragon to perch. Let's tick warp it to make it go a little bit faster. There it goes, and now it's in the middle. It's slowly taking damage, even though the end crystals are still intact. It's being killed by the TNT just because it's doing so much damage so quickly. And there we go, the Ender Dragon is dead, and we got a new gateway over there. Very nice. This dragon killing machine should really not be too complicated to build, so let's head over to the end dimension and build it up in survival. Okay, one thing that I found to be really important when I was designing this is that you just can't make the TNT dupers dupe TNT on the very middle block. Even though that would do a lot more damage, the dragon will have some AI issues. It'll detect that as the spot to perch on, and it'll like fly up here and destroy all of the blocks in the machine. So I think it's better if we dupe TNT off to the side a little bit, like here or so. Okay, I think I've got almost everything in. The duper has not been primed yet, so I'm testing it for the first time here, and so the first time it's going to push the TNT onto this block. That's where it might fail. So let's try it. Okay, that's good. Very nice. It's duping perfectly. I'm not 100% sure how the dragon AI works, but I've set up this platform over here, which I'm hoping will attract the dragon away from destroying my other builds, like the ice road and my enderman farm, which is somewhere over there. Now I think it's time to give this machine its first trial run. I've got my bow and my sword out just in case anything goes wrong, but with that said, let's spawn the dragon. Okay, the dragon is resummoning. Now let's fly over to our spot. Okay, the dragon's in. Let's quickly turn on the duper. Fly back. And now we wait. Alright, the dragon's finally perching. I turned on hitboxes so you can see what's happening a little bit better. It's just getting bombarded with TNT. And it's dying pretty fast. I think the locations of the end crystals in my world is actually a little bit better, and it makes it so the Ender Dragon can't get healed as much. Alright. That is 1 down, and I guess 18 more to go. Let's turn off that TNT. Yep, so here's our first end gateway here, and that's the new one that just generated. Very nice. I guess I should probably just resummon the Ender Dragon a few more times. Okay, but when we summon it this time, I'm going to try something a little bit different. You can see I've got some bottles, actually quite a lot of them, and my goal is to actually collect one full shulker box full of Dragon's Breath. I don't know how feasible that will be, but I'm gonna just see how many I can get. Well, this dragon just decided to perch before I could even get any bottles of Dragon's Breath, but that's okay, we can just watch it die and resummon it. Okay, it's kind of hard to catch this on camera, but the dragon's been shooting a few fireballs at me, and I've got a little bit of dragon's breath each time. It's going to be really hard to get a full shulker though. Okay, quick progress update. I have totally lost count of how many ender dragons I've killed, but collecting the dragon's breath has been going very well. I've got almost 9 stacks of it, so if I keep going at this rate, I should be able to kill all 20 dragons, I think, and get a full shulker box pretty quickly. Oh yeah, I also set up this hole down near the center portal that I can just stand in and get tons of dragon's breath. I'm using an auto clicker for this just to get the dragon's breath a little bit faster. Okay, now that I've finished collecting that full shulker of dragon's breath, I think this is basically all we're gonna ever need in our world, considering lingering potions are pretty useless, and that's the only use that dragon's breath has. Anyways, we should probably start focusing on killing the dragon a little bit more, so I'm not really sure how many I have left, but I'm gonna try to get through all of them as fast as I can. Welcome back, everybody. And that really took a while, but I think I've finally killed enough ender dragons. I've generated the maximum amount of end gateways, which I believe is 20. And as you can see, they're all laid out in a symmetrical circle all the way around the center of our island. I went ahead and counted them with free cam, and yeah, there's 20. Anyways, now that we've done the 20 ender dragon fights that we need, and we've also collected a ton of dragon's breath, I don't think we should ever need to fight the dragon again. So that will give us a lot more opportunities with what we can do with this main end island. We can start doing some decoration or something, just to make it a little bit more pleasant to be in here. I guess I can get started with that just a little bit today by removing all of the random blocks that I've placed around, including, I guess, my Dragon Slayer machine, which really didn't take too long to build up, so it's not too sad to see it go. I'm really starting to question why I built all of this out of crying obsidian. This is going to take ages to clean. Alright, I think I'm finally done with all of my clearing here. This place is completely free from any random blocks that I've placed, including the stuff that I built today, but also all the stuff that I would have placed here when I was fighting the dragon other times, or just building stuff, so it's super nice. Okay, it's nice to be back out of the end dimension, but I don't think we can go back to the overworld just yet, because I still have some more cleanup to do, and this time it's in the nether. I fly through this place a lot, and I have built a lot of pathways to different places here, and a lot of them are just a mess. I have entertained the idea of building some proper pathways out of actual blocks to my different farms and stuff in the nether, but realistically that is not gonna happen. So I think it's better if I just clean up all of the ugly stuff and make it so I just have some nice, simple carpet pathways. The first thing to get rid of is this rail line. I built it going out to my villager area, but we also have a carpet line that goes out there, so it should be fine to get rid of this. Alright, I cleared up that rail line very nicely, and now on to the next thing. That's going to be this big netherite road that I built out to the mesa biome, and I just want to replace this with some red carpets. Should not be too bad. Alright, so I used an angle calculator to calculate that we need to be facing precisely the angle of 41.8 and lock it. Now, basically, I think if we just go forwards from here, yeah, we should just be able to place a perfect path going out to the mesa biome. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, that red carpet path that I built out to the mesa biome is all done. It looks very nice and symmetrical, and that's very nice. But in addition to that, there's, I guess, another thing that I want to do to make this a little bit nicer. I have an idea for a way to make our nether hub a little bit more visible from a distance. The first thing I need to do is clear out all of the area directly below the middle of the creeper face of my nether hub. So right below the nether roof here. Now if we pop down a beacon down here below the nether, it should hopefully go all the way through the nether roof. Please work. Alright, I'll dig straight down here and it better work. Beacon beam. Nice. I've set the beacon to speed boost and I've dyed the beam red and it looks super good now. I really think that when it comes to a big area like this, it is the little things that make very nice differences, just like this. Okay guys, we are starting to run out of time now, so I think it's good to end the episode here. I still can't believe we were able to kill the Ender Dragon all 20 times, but now that we've done it, it's quite refreshing. And we've got the whole end dimension as a clean slate, so I guess let me know if you have any cool project ideas that I could do here. Okay then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Barbeno's World, Barbeno's World.